Alright guys, let me get the messages out that we're live and then we'll get to it. Just making sure we got everybody in here. I know we're doing a little bit earlier now, so I don't know how many people is going to show up for this one. But I'm going to get the messages out anyway. Alright, that's the last one, so we got them out. Well, I think I got them all. Hang on, just give me one more second. There, that's the last one. Got that one out. Okay, so let me see what I'm looking at here. Just gonna let a few more people get in here. And guys, like always, if you got anything you want me to look at, just put it up in chat. I'll see it and we'll take a look at it. If I'm already going over something, let me finish that and then we'll go over it. Okay. With that being said, we got all that up. Let's get into it. Okay? Okay. So the first thing I wanted to look at today, I wanted to go over quick. I got a video up on it, and I suggest y'all take a look at it too. It's Discovery, and that's not the right ticker. Okay, let me set this up so we can all take a look at it better. And I like Discovery for a couple of different reasons. One is one of the big reasons that it ended up selling off. Let me go to the day chart. This big sell-off you've seen here, if you watch the video, you'll know that it was due to a margin call of one of the biggest holders of the stock. That's what started it. And then when it got down to about 61, the other big holders said, you know what, let's get out of this. It's overvalued right now. Let's get out of it and we'll get in at a cheaper price. So they done that. And they bought back in around here, and you can see that the price is slowly, the sellers are stopping and the buyers are picking up. And that's the reason why you see this U shape. And you can also see it in the bullish divergence here in the RSI. If you've seen my new videos that I got up of the indicators that I use and why you should use them, you'll know why that's such a great big deal. This bullish indicator, this what they call bullish divergence, is usually indicative of a reversal. And you can see that the MACD is starting to become bullish too, with more green bars. Now, would I say that it's a good time to buy in right now? Well, it has found support here at this 27. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. I had an uneven load in the washer. Okay. But, you know, if you'd seen the indicators video and stuff, you'll know that those are really great. Now, would I buy in right now? I have. I've already bought in. The reason being is because it has found this support around this 27, I think it was 27.13. Let me turn the drawings back on here. Oh, I don't have it on, do I? It's been messed with, you can see right here. Yeah, I got 2701 here, but I think it was 2717. But it's found support around there. The lowest it's ever got was 2686, I think is what it was. So I went ahead and bought in just because I am bullish on it. They have bought Warner Brothers Media, which has the Warner Brothers Studios. It has HBO. You know, AT&T sold all that, and Discovery picked it up. And there's a bunch of other good things in the news right now going on about it. I suggest you watch the video to check it out. But if you wanted to be have a little bit more confirmation, you could wait until on the day chart that it gets above the green 50-day EMA line, which is right around the 30 mark, 30, 21, something like that. Okay, but I have a video of that one. You can go and watch that one and catch more up on it. So let's move along. Make sure, see if anybody's messaging. Okay. So another one I wanted to go a little bit deeper on. And guys, I've got some stocks that are all over the board now. Some that's just charts. Some that's got a little bit more in it. I've got some cheaper stocks, some more expensive stocks. I tried to mix the bag up really good this time. So with that being said, before we get into some of the other ones, I want to take a quick look at some that we have been watching and kind of give like a quick overview of those, where I stand with them right now, and you know, just that kind of jazz. So with that being said, let's start out with AMC. So you can see this is the day chart. You can see that it's formed this wedge or bull flag here. You can kind of look at it at a couple of different ways. I just threw it back on, didn't it? Well, I was hoping it would let me do it without turning them all back on. So let me just throw the trend lines up since we have that bottom right there anyway. So you can see that it's kind of like formed this flag here, or wedge. You can even, if you like the trend lines better, even kind of form it like that. To most people, this is a bull flag. I still like to wait for that confirmation and that breakout before I was to confirm if it's going to be bullish. I'm already in this, so it's not like I'm waiting for a buy-in or anything. I just want to give an update. But as you can see right here, along this trend line, it has double bottomed. I actually look for it to come back down just a little bit more and then take off again. Almost do a triple bottom along this tiny red line there. If we blow this up a little bit more around this one. So AMC is pretty good. We can even go out to the 4-hour, and you can see that it has found support around this, what is that, 3106 line. It has dipped down one other time, but overall we have support. It is showing bullish. It is coming up. It did break this one trend channel, but it's bounced. Guys, this is the way it was looking whenever we had the last little gamma squeeze, or whatever you want to call it. This is the way it was doing. It was bouncing around a certain price range before it finally took off. So I'm really bullish on this. I'm really expecting something good to happen soon with it. You know, is it going to 1,000 or whatever? I have no clue. My personal opinion is it's going over 100 easy, maybe even 300 or 400 like GameStop did, and then, you know, right in through there, that's good enough profits for me. I'm not going to be greedy with it. I know some people are holding until all the shorts have gotten rid of all the shorts and everything like that. That's not me. I'm in it for the money and I'm out. I mean, I'm glad y'all have a cause and everything, but I need to make money off of this. Now, the other one we're looking at here is MMAT. Same thing with MMAT. Now, I've not been MMAT long. I've been in it right before it switched over from Torchlight to MMAT, and they bought them out. Let me get rid of the drawings. You can see here, it's done the same thing. See, when we pull back at it and look at it like this, it doesn't look as bad. When you watch it from day to day, you start worrying, you see these trends, you see it going down, then back up, and blah, 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 and all this. Just forget all that. Look at this. It is consolidating. That is a consolidating line. It has a slight trend right here near the end, but overall, you can see from the lines I've been keeping up with it here, we don't need this trend because it broke out of that. See, that's the trend channel we had and it broke out of it. That's what we was looking for that bullish momentum, and we had it, and then now look for it to consolidate along this line. Let's get rid of those. But overall, it is a shorted stock, guys. And this is, if this is your first time being in a real heavily shorted stock, I can understand why you're getting worried and things like that, but that's just the way that these stocks go. I mean, they get pushed down. The only way that you can win is by holding and buying those dips. Now, if you're not in it for that, then next time it spikes up, take your money and run, because you just end up hurting the cause in the long run. If you want that spike, that good money that can come out of this, then continue to hold and it will come. You just can't let these shorts get us down any further. This lowest point right here is as low as we need to go, that 280 mark. So with that being said, we know the game plan on that. That's good. Now let's get back into some other stocks here too, that some newer ones we've been looking at. One is Ford Motor Company. And I know a lot of you EV guys out there, why Ford? Guys, Ford has been around for a long time. Is Ford going to be the great EV company? No, it's not. It's going to be the poor man's EV. It's going to be the everyday man's EV. It's going to be the common man's EV, mixed with having that sports EV every once in a while, like the Mustangs and stuff. Speaking of the Mustangs, Ford just announced, let me bring this up so y'all can see it. Let's go to the browser. Where we at? Ford is starting to make their deliveries on the new Mustang Mach-E. This is their EV Mustang. Guys, this is great news for Ford right now. I know it's in a downtrend. If we go back to Webull here, and we go out to the day chart, let me get rid of the drawings. You can see that we had this spike up right here. This was the high point, and then we've been kindly in this trend channel. And I was worried that if it didn't hit, this is a day chart, if it didn't hit the 200 EMA, then it could come on down to this 1120, 1122 support here. I think even one's as low as 1108 or something like that, 1114. But I believe with this news, that might be enough to turn it bullish. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to buy in until I see the reversal, until I see the bounce. So let me show you something else here too. Remember, the whole purpose of watching trend lines and watching support and resistance lines is because other people watch them too, and they use them as points to buy in, things like that. They watch for that bounce. Other people play fundamentals. So from a fundamental side, not only are they starting to get good news like the deliveries on the Mach, well, if it'll show over here, I'll show you guys. Here we go. Let's pull up Benzinga Pro. I want to go to right here. Look at this, guys. They are calling all over the place with calls. There are some puts, I'm not going to lie to you, but there is a buttload of calls in here. A buttload of calls. Most of the puts are all short term. Most of the calls are for September 17th on down. So what I'm guessing is on these puts, they're playing them short because they believe it is going to come down to that 11 mark. And then in the long run, they see this news. And let me tell you, the news about the Mustang and stuff like that is brand new. It come out, it was either Friday or Friday after market, or maybe even Saturday. So it is brand new. And I bet you come Monday, if we look at these again, most of those puts will have been sold and gone. Except for the short-term ones. Excuse me. Right here, even the news on it is saying, watch out, it's showing bullish reversal patterns. So let me go back to the chart since we are a charting community. And we look right here. Let me pull up my Weeble now. Let me go to the 1 hour. So I was trying to look at this earlier. And I think this is where they are seeing the bullish head and shoulders. Is this dip and then that. That's the only thing I can really see on it. If you look here, yeah, the same thing. See, they almost had it here, but this is not a real shoulder. But if you look right here, you have the dip, the head, then the shoulder, and then go off. So I believe that's what they're seeing as a bullish. I believe this might have been our bounce point, and then it's going to take off. I won't be surprised if it does come on down, like we was looking at the day chart. If it doesn't come on, or it does come on down to this 200 and then bounce. But either way, that's our bounce point. I believe with this news and everything else going on, here's where we're going to see it. So what would be a good buy-in point? Well, it's at 12.59 now. So if we see the bounce here, and we see it over this 12.85 mark, and it confirms this to be support, to me that'd be a good buy-in point. But until I see that, I'm not buying in on it. I want to make sure that it is confirmed. Okay, what's another one? Another one, guys, that I'm real excited on, and I've already bought calls in one, and I tried to get calls in the other, but it didn't go through at the end of the day, but I was able to go ahead and get shares in it. So this one is Roku. This is on the day chart that will go down. You can see I had it in this trend channel, and you can see that it broke out of this trend. We can go to the 4 hour. You can see that not only is it broken out, but it has confirmed that this is now support, and we are in a reversal. Now, will it continue? Only time will tell. I bought my calls. Let me make sure I'm telling y'all this right. Let me double check. Excuse me. Okay, so I bought the 440 calls because they was cheaper, and I got them around $92. And if you remember when we was checking on this, it only has to go up to 360 to see an almost $200 profit on it. And if it goes up to 400, we're looking at $500, $600, $700, $800. If it goes all the way up to 440 before this goes, the expiration date is 9/10. If it goes all the way up to that, I'm looking at $1,500. That was the best. As I ran a couple of them through the calculator, that was the best deal for the payout, and I'm happy with it. I got in. Now, the one I wasn't able to get the calls in, and I still think Roku's a damn good deal. If you have any questions on that, you can ask me and I'll go over it. But let me show you Spot here. Spot is the other one that I bought. I tried to get calls in, but they didn't go through. But you can see that it's up over it. I still would like a little bit more confirmation, but I went ahead and bought shares in. I only took a small position, though, right now. I only bought about 5 of them. I wanted to go ahead and get the calls, but they didn't end up going through. But you can see the MACD's bullish. The RSI is not completely overextended now. and it is broken trend. If we come on down to the 15 minute, now this moved up, guys. If you notice, sometimes on Weeble, on these charts, it moves up. If you see here, the price is at 211. Right there is where it should be along this line. So you see that's come up, and it's kindly riding out this 15, 18 EMA line. I do look for it to come back down. A good confirmation to me would be for it to come back down to this green 50 and then bounce. If it come all the way down to 211 and bounce, I'd be fine with that too. That would be confirmation of the trend line. So would I recommend anybody buy now? I'd wait for the confirmation if I was going to tell anybody to do that, but overall, I want to let you know that I went ahead and bought in. Guys, I wanted to go over one here with you, but it is a complete fundamental play, and in my opinion, it is a great deal right now. And I'm going to show you what some other people are going to say about it too. If you know me, you've been watching my videos, I've mentioned this a couple of times. I've talked about how it's a great deal, but it's Nintendo. And I wanted to go into what another guy was saying about it, because really it's everything I've been saying. He just said it better. But we can see that it got sold off here. It beat earnings, it beat a lot of things. It's just some people, even though Nintendo said that they wasn't coming out with a new console, which they got a new version of their console, but it's not a new console. They was still investors saying no, they'll put out a new console this year. Guys, there's a chip shortage. Of course they're not going to put out a new console and go through the same thing that PlayStation and Xbox is going through. They're going to wait until they have the chips available. That way the customers don't get mad. It's a smart play. But you can see that it sold off to $56, and now it's back up to $60. It has confirmed this. It is consolidating and then going higher. And that's what Nintendo stock does. It consolidates bumps. Okay. So with that being said, let me go over what this one guy was tweeting out. He has a whole little thesis on it. We're going to do the highlights and run down it. If you want to see it, I retweeted it on the Twitter page. You can go over it yourself. But we're going to hit the highlights here. Once I find it. Is this the first one? Yes, it is. Okay, so Nintendo's price has been getting pummeled recently, and I couldn't be happier. This is what this guy's saying. I already thought Nintendo was cheap prior to the recent decline, but now it's an absolute bargain. This thread will cover my thesis. So right there he's already stating, here's what I think, here's why I think it. It's one of the most beloved companies. It's considered the Disney of the gaming world, guys. You can see this is a visualization of their console sales. Their Switch is getting ready to beat the #1 console of Nintendo, which is the Wii. And if it keeps selling like it is, it'll be the #1 best-selling console of all time by February of next year. It'll beat PlayStation 4, which come out in 2013, and this come out in 2017. It'll be PlayStation 4 in just before Christmas. Where we at? So there is some games that just came out. They have started a theme park in Tokyo, and if that does well, which it already has done well, but they're talking about bringing one to America and one to Europe too. So they have the theme park coming. They're in the works of doing a new Mario movie. They've got a new Metroid game, 2D Metroid game coming out this year, and a 3D one, the Metroid Prime game's coming out next year. They have the new console will probably be announced either the end of this year or next year. And they have a new version of their console with a better screen coming out in October. What else is there here? And Nintendo is known for quality games. They're known for quality IP. I mean, this is, like he says, this is the gaming company that gamers now are showing their kids. And their kids will grow up and show their kids. It's a legacy company, guys. I mean, I really recommend you go through all this and read it. It is well worth a look. And Nintendo, to me, right now, is just a flat-out bargain. I like this right here. Here's some pros and cons. The AR and VR, it tells you like the potential short-term, potential long-term gains, and the likelihood that Nintendo will do it. The only one I disagree with is the DLC. It says very unlikely. They're already starting to do some forms of extra content and types of DLC. It's not like other gaming companies are doing it yet, but I do believe Nintendo will get there with it. So all in all, Nintendo is a steal right now, and I've bought some in it, and I expect it to be back up to the high 80s before Christmas. But it's one of those companies you want to buy now and hold on to it, even if you don't want to take the profits in November, December of the $80, which is a $20-some gain. Then, if you hold on to this, it will continue to go up. That's just Nintendo. Like I said, it's a legacy company. Oh, and this one pays out dividends too. So what else do we have? Another one I bought into. Let me pull it up here. Was Wolf. It is a Petco company. Again, I didn't buy in a full position yet. I only put, I think I bought about 10 shares, something like that. If it does good, I'll buy another 10. I'm going to keep my position in this one small. Just because I don't know much about the company, just the charting looks very well. I do know a little bit. I do know that they are very good at what they do. They're very good in the industry, and they're outpacing their industry. But the chart just looked really good to me. You seen on the 4-hour that it was up over the 200. And you can see when I was watching it here, I had these two little trend lines drawn here. Let me lighten them or darken them up here. So I was watching this little flag right here, and then all of a sudden it broke out and went bullish. I bought in the next morning around here. So this is looking good. I believe it'll continue to do good over the next week or so, and then I'm looking to take profits. Excuse me. Right around, what is a 30 mark here somewhere? Yeah, around this 27 mark is where I'm looking to take profits on this one. I think it's going to do great over the next week, and I think it'll be a nice little profit. At 20 shares, I'm probably looking to make about $100, $150, somewhere around through that. What is the next one? Is that right? Oh, yes. Okay. So another one that's been talked about a lot here lately, guys, it is a 3D printing. Now, I wrote down some facts here because I wanted to get it right. So the creator of it is a Dr. Eli Sachs. He's the inventor of the binder jet printing, and he's the one that coined the term 3D printing. About 5 years ago, he was one of the fastest startups to reach the $1 billion unicorn evaluation ever. So, I mean, this company has been off the walls. So why am I talking about it? Well, here lately, it's being pumped in the media as being one of the stocks you want to get in on now and hold. You can see that it's broken trend. It was recently sold off, and now we have an uptrend in the RSI. The MACD is bullish. We have the green bars on it. We have the separation that I've been talking about. Guys, this is a company to get in now. But, wait, there is more. They just purchased another 3D company, which was their closest competition, I believe. EX1, which is the ticker is just X1. Now, the reason why this spiked up here was because of them announcing that they had bought it. And you can see that it's kind of come back down some, and the price is at 22. So why am I mentioning this one if it's already spiked? Well, if you wanted like a double whammy to get in on DM, then one thing you can do is you can purchase so many shares of DM and so many shares of X1. Now, even if you purchase them right now, even if it doesn't come down, let's say it doesn't come down to the green line, it stays right here, and then, well, even whether it goes down or whatever, let's say you purchased it right now, the deal with X1 getting into DM is when they bought it, the shareholders of X1 get $8.50 cash and $7.50 worth of DM shares. It's $26, guys, in total. So you get $17.50 worth of DM stock and $8.50 cash when this deal goes through. Well, it's when it completes. It's went through. It just needs to complete. So that means even if the stock didn't go up, you would still profit. You would still have the DM shares and, the $8.50 cash on hand. You'd still make $26. You're still making $4 a share. Well, a little over $3 a share. If it was to come on down and touch the green line, you'd be making right at a little over $4 a share. If it come down and touch the red line, you'd be making right at $6 a share before you bought in. So even if you bought in now, if it didn't go up, let's say it goes up to 30, then you can sell, take your profits, and buy your DM. Who cares? You made more money. But if it doesn't, you just hold on to the shares. You get the DM shares plus the cash. Guys, that's a good deal. DM's a stock you want to hold on to for a longer hold anyway. So why not just wait to get your shares and get this deal too? So it's something to think about if that's something you want to look into. Some other things we've been looking at on some options plays, which Roku and Sprt are also, not only are they share plays, they're option plays too that I've been playing. But CLF, now we played this one a couple of times, guys. I'm looking for if this is going to come on down and touch. Now, if you remember this play, it's every time it hits the red line, we buy puts. Every time it goes below the 200 and it bounces up, we buy shares or calls. So it's below the 200. The question is it going to bounce here like it has here? Or is it going to come down way below the 200 and bounce? I don't know. Don't really care. I'm just waiting for that bounce to see before I buy in. So right now it could be setting up. So what are we looking for if we want to buy shares or puts? Well, I want to see it get back up toward over this 200 EMA line. Then I want to buy calls or shares. It don't matter. Once it does that, I'm buying back in. If not, if it comes on down, I'm going to wait for it to bounce off or reverse and look for a reversal pattern. Either it come and break over a resistance line, or if it starts showing the bearish or the bullish divergence along with the MACD. One of the reasons I think that it's going off here is because it's already showing, if you look at the RSI, the bullish divergence, the MACD's coming back up. I believe we're going to see the bounce here. But, until it crosses over that 200, I just can't confirm it yet. That's one of the reasons I mentioned it. That's CLF. The other one we've been playing, it's the same play, just a different company. As we can see on this one, There it goes. We've been watching every time it comes up to this, we come up to the 4 hour. Every time it comes up to the red line, we've been buying puts. Whenever it comes below the 200, we buy calls or shares. Well, this one actually bounced. And I know some people's asking me, well, it bounced. Is it, it didn't do that before. Yeah, it did. It did it here, it bounced and went down. It did it here, bounced and then went down. So I believe we'll get one more chance at the puts before it goes down. We've made money off of this one once, and we made money off of CLF 2 or 3 times. So that's one to watch for right there. So what am I looking for to buy puts again? Excuse me. It to break below this green 50-day. Once it breaks below that and confirms it, I'm buying puts. Excuse me, let me get a drink. We can see that the MACD is bearish, and I believe that it is going to come on down. What else do I have? Okay, so let's run down the other ones too. Wish. So Wish is one that we've been looking at. I bought in, and I actually bought on this dip too. I bought in up here before it spiked up, and then it came back down, and I bought on this dip. I'd like to see it. You can see it's bull flagging right here, but I'd like to see it bounce at this 50 and continue up, retest, and then bounce again. That's what I'm looking for. Before I tell anybody else to buy in, I'd have to tell you it really needs to be over the 200, and it really needs to be over this 736 resistance, confirm it, and bounce. If it got up over this and confirmed it and bounced, or retested it and bounced, then that'd be a good confirmation, a good buy-in point. What is another one? Spice. So this is a Virgin Galactic. Spice or Space, whichever one you want to call it. We can see that it's consolidating out. Again, this is one to watch, but guys, until it's over that 200, I've not bought into this one yet. Until it's over the 200, and preferably over this resistance line, it's not a buy. It's not a good point to buy in, because we just don't know if it's going to come on down. So this is one to put on your watch list, set your alert, all that stuff. The good news is it's showing a lot more bullish divergence than is shown up here. The MACD is up over the center line, even though it ain't by much. But we do have red bars. So those are some things to take into account. There's just not enough here yet to say, yes, this is a buy. But it is a good one to watch. Guys, as far as this day trading stuff, I'm going to set up a list later and put it on Twitter. And I'll put it up on the Discord too. But I've got 2 more I'm going to show you, and then we're done. If y'all want to ask me any questions, I'll look at those. Let me see. Okay. So, the last one here, or last 2, this is one that I seen, and it looked good enough for me to want to check it out. You can see it's had 2 bumps. It rides the 50-day, bumps up, rides the 15 and 18 for a little bit, comes back down to the 50 and bumps up again. You can see that that's its MO. I'm bullish going into this on Monday, and I will be watching this. I think I've already put it on my new watch list. Yep. And my stocks to watch both. So that one is a great one to check out. I'm excited to see what it's going to do Monday. The other one is a more long-term play. It's going to be probably at least a 2 week to a month old. So longer term than what we've been playing recently. We've been doing a lot of day trading here lately. We can see that it was selling off. It was staying, the 200 EMA was acting as resistance, and now we are back over, excuse me, we're back over the 200 on the 15-minute chart. The 50-day is spiked up over the 200, and the 100's almost there. We see that it spiked up in the after hours, and it's now at 27.90 when it closed at 27.10. So it almost, at one time it was over $1 spike. So guys, this one is one to put on your radar for Monday to watch what it does. And this stock usually lives over 30. You can see up here it's about 31 there. And you can see it's even come up to about 40, 1.3940. We can see that it did cross back down, but the, let me stretch it out here, I don't know if you can quite tell it, but the MACD is starting to cross back up over the signal line. It's starting to go back up over the center line, and we're starting to get green bars there. So I'm bullish to see what this is going to do in the morning, and I'll probably play shares for a longer hold and calls for a shorter hold. But guys, that's what it is for now. Like I said, I'll put the day trading watch list up on Twitter. You can get it there. So guys, y'all have a good one. Hit that like, subscribe button, and we'll see you Monday.